Hello, welcome to Starcastic Remarks. My name is Ryan Chambers, and alongside my brothers Chris and James, we are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THBN. Go and use that promo code THBN next time you go and use their app. Stars win by a final score of 4-1 tonight, gentlemen. They win a different way, but nonetheless, they get the win tonight. What did y'all think of tonight's game?
Boy, what a fantastic response from the two previous games over the weekend. I mean, those past two games were terrible, bad structured games. I mean, our defense was not playing good enough. We ripped on the goaltending as well. The forwards probably could have helped more, and all that is just responded to perfectly tonight. Just a perfect team win, like they said on the broadcast. The defense was so much better by leaps and bounds. Like, this is the defense that we had in the first 10 games of the season when we were holding so many teams to 1 and 2 goals. It was fantastic. And even Ryan Suter, fantastic tonight. 24 minutes of time on ice and not very many mistakes at all. You can give him maybe a half mistake on the only goal from the Blues, but really that's all on Wedgie. But great team win by the guys, and way to bury the puck at the end there too when we were having trouble finding the back of the net.
James, what did you think about tonight's game? Because I really want to know your thoughts.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Chris. It was just a good win. Honestly, it wasn't the game kind of was slow overall, but I mean we stuck in it and we kept playing and we got the win out of it. So,
and I think slow overall is kind of due to us focusing more on our structure. We were focusing on structuring the defense, making sure we had that locked down, and we did it great. Only 24 shots on goal and only 1 goal scored. And that was off of a bad goalie turnover. So very happy.
I actually thought the game was fantastic tonight, but the way that they won and the way they played defense is very different than they have in the past. There might have been less chances up the ice for the Stars, but I think tonight they did it on purpose, I'm sure, because of the last couple of games their defensive coverage has been sucky at best. But it was fantastic tonight. Absolutely 100% fantastic. And because they were able to focus on that, they were able to get some offensive chances going the other way, and it led to offense for the Stars. So that was my initial thought after the whole game tonight. But getting into the game, guys, with my notes, lots of things to talk about. Otter is sick. Wedgwood gets to start. Hanley is in. Lundqvist is out, which I was a little surprised about.
I was not.
I mean, he had a bad game, but it wasn't fantastic at the same time. Robo is on a 15-game point streak, which he would extend to 16 tonight. He is the NHL's first star of the week for this week. And then also Foxa was centering the second line between Sagan and Mason Marchment, which I thought was very interesting.
That was the most interesting thing for me going into this game. I don't think it worked out great, but it's worth trying for a couple more games, in my opinion.
I didn't think it was all that bad. Did y'all really think it was that bad?
I thought it was fine, honestly. There was lots of times where Foxa would just come up with the puck because he's used to that fourth line forward checking. He would just come up with the puck and he was able to get it to Sagan or Marchment. I mean, the cycle was a little rougher than it normally is, but I think overall that line looked fine tonight.
And also the other result of that is Guryanov is on the fourth line, and that was really good. I mean, Guryanov on the fourth line added a whole new offensive element that line hasn't had really all year. Like, they looked like they could score, which our fourth line hasn't normally done so far.
Well, did the fourth line really look all that great because of Geary, or was it because of Kiviranta? Because if you ask me, I thought Kiviranta had an excellent game.
Kiviranta had an excellent game, but Geary was just running up the ice. He was doing his whole Wild Stallion thing. So he was galloping up there, creating space for Kiviranta to come in behind and get those chances like we saw. So it was a little bit of both.
And it was very much Gurry and Kiwi on that line, and Glendening just kind of won faceoffs for them.
Exactly.
Hey, that's all he has to do, right? I mean, that's all he has to do. That's it. That's kind of why the Stars signed him. So, I mean, he's kind of fulfilling his role in that aspect.
Faceoffs, penalty kill.
So my thought process going into the game was this is going to be a defensive focused matchup tonight because they threw Foxa on that second line. That right there told me 100% Foxa on that second line. Okay, this is going to be a 4-line focus on defense kind of game, and it was. So that's just kind of what I noticed. First period, the Stars were really good. I wrote at the end of the period, actually. The first 15 minutes, they did a really good job. And for the most part, they were the ones controlling the pace of the game. There was a lot of good shifts overall. And then what happened with about, it was more like 6 minutes, I guess. 6 minutes remaining. Wedgwood, you got to give him credit for this save. It was an amazing arm save on a 3-on-2 for St. Louis. It was holy crap. And I wrote that is exactly the kind of save that the Stars have not been getting the past 3 games that they got tonight. And if you ask me, that right there was the turning point of the game. And I know that St. Louis would go on for the remaining 5 minutes of the period, but that goal goes in, and this is definitely a different game in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Wedgie was fantastic tonight, especially with what you were saying. He had short notice on if he was playing or not, and he did fantastic. He should have got the shutout, and he threw it for himself.
Yeah,
yeah, but he played fantastic all night. I kind of agree with it. It could be the turning point of the game, but the Stars also hit 2 posts, or not. They hit 1 post on a wide open net and then missed another wide open net. So it could have very easily been 2-1 tonight if it wasn't for missed open nets.
Right, in those 2 opportunities. One was for Mason Marchment. Who was the other one for? I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Pavelski.
The far post.
Yes, that's true.
So many posts hit tonight.
It's right there, Ryan. It's right there. Yes. 16 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Pavelski hits the post off of a St. Louis turnover. So, and after that arm save by Wedgwood, there's a couple of Josh Levo chances, which I thought Levo was the best St. Louis Blue tonight, other than Buchnevich. Those 2 guys had a lot of chances tonight, and neither one of them got a goal tonight.
Yeah, 6 shots for Levo.
To kind of end the first period, Robo had a screenshot, and it was just a good shift by the first line to end the period. It almost looked like they were going to score. And, first period was pretty good. What did y'all think about the first period?
Yep. Got to net one of those 2 goals. Other than that, pretty happy.
Yeah, I honestly was pretty scared after it because we didn't score, because we had so many chances and it was 0-0. I was very scared for that, especially with the chance the Blues had at the end of the period.
Yeah.
And the other stat I look at is the goal differential in the periods. Dallas is like plus 20, I think, in the first period. So I agreed with you, James. I was a little worried about how the game was going because the Stars had so many chances, because they dominated the first 15 minutes. And then like the last 6 minutes, St. Louis appeared to look like they took over. But anyways, going into the second period, there was a couple of chances off the rush. Braden Shin, I thought, was going to score a goal in that first minute, and we got lucky as it bounced off the wall. There was a good play by Essa to stop a odd man rush, and I mean, there were multiple players that I wrote that about tonight. Pavelski had a chance off the rush. Kiwi and Gary looked pretty good today. And then Kiviranta with a game-saving goal right there. I think it was still 0-0 at that point. And it was a for sure goal, and Kiviranta read the play. It was amazing. Great play by Kiviranta there.
Yes. I don't know if it's a for sure goal, but yes, it was a great play.
Oh, as a rapper, it was a for sure goal. No one else saw the play happening, and Kiviranta came from across the ice to stomp him. I thought it was a fantastic play.
It was a fantastic play.
And honestly, that in combination with what happens off the rush is what the turning point was for me tonight.
And off the rush, it's Ben and Johnston. Johnston gets the goal. Ben with the screen. It's his 6th of the season. And Johnston right after that looked like he was getting some confidence. He was making some plays that I haven't seen him, more dangles, I guess, than I haven't seen him do right after that goal. So I was like, dude, this guy is starting to get some confidence here. What'd y'all think of the goal?
Yeah, that's a great shot. Great by Ben, doing what he does in front of the net. That third line was the best line all night in the game for us. So really love what they were doing. Johnston, I feel like, took a step tonight from so it felt like this line was led by Jamie Benn and White was just scoring sometimes. Tonight, it felt like Johnston centered this line and he took control of it, and he was fantastic tonight.
Yeah. And now he's tied for 3rd in goal scoring for rookies, I think. So
doing pretty good.
Right after the goal, guess who gets in a fight? You'll never guess. Joel Hanley. What the heck?
Sure.
And what a fight, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was Hanley and Walker, and you know, shout out to Walker too. That was a great fight by both of them. And I had to write this down because I always have to write at least one Razor quote in the evening. What a humdinger! Oh, I loved it. It was great.
Good chance to shout out Hanley tonight. He came in and played really good. 14 minutes, more minutes than I think he's had in a single game this season. And he looked really good. He was making good defensive plays. Drew our only penalty of the night too. So he had a great game.
Yeah.
What did you see in tonight's play from Joel Hanley, James?
Yeah, I mean, the fight was really surprising, but he looked really good in it. I think that was kind of the biggest thing for me. He was more physical than typically I think he would be. So he played with a little bit more of an edge tonight, which was nice to see.
Going on, and I have to point this particular play out because I've been calling for his head the past couple of games, but Suter had an excellent game tonight. And like you said, James or Chris, he had a lot more ice time tonight. And he had a really good D play that would lead to a bin breakaway. So he was the one in the catalyst that provided that offense. So Miro gets brought down by O'Reilly. It led to an extended D zone opportunity for the St. Louis Blues, and I was hacked off about that. That should have been called. Buchnevich hits the post. It's good D zone coverage by Dallas. Razor mentioned something about that it was a really quiet St. Louis building, which I was like, yeah, you know what? It was really quiet.
I mean, if you lived in Missouri.
Hanley draws a penalty. I'm just gonna ignore that. Hanley would actually get an opportunity to put the Stars on the power play. Dallas gets a power play. They look pretty good on it. What'd you think of the power play to end the second period?
Good power play. Both teams only got on it once, which I think added to how slow this game was. There was lots of hooking and holding that just wasn't called, and that just went on all night long. I mean, at least it was consistent, but that slows the game down.
Yeah, honestly, the game overall was not great to watch just because of how slow it was. I mean,
a lot slower than normal,
especially with what we had the past couple of games, which has been just like crazy fast, constant scoring. So maybe that added a little bit to it as well. But yeah.
But look at the results of the last 3 games: 0-1 and 2. That's not exactly the results you want. So I mean, I know this game was boring tonight, and I feel like this was really nice to see out of the Dallas Stars because not only did they play can they play a fast style, exciting style like we've seen, but it was sort of kind of like bonus hockey tonight. It was very focused on defense, but it wasn't 100% bonus hockey because they were still able to create rush opportunities off the defensive plays that they were making.
Well,
so
and
that's kind of what I did in the second.
Outshot the Blues 7-5 in the third period as well. You command the third period by playing in their zone. That's how you don't give them chances, not by trying to lock down in your zone. So that's a huge.
And I really thought the main thing defensive wise tonight was that we weren't letting them in the slot at all. I mean, we went back to what was kind of my favorite thing about the team last year was that they just didn't let any slot chances through.
Almost to a fault. I mean, there were several times where there was just 5 guys in between the 2 faceoff dots and the crease, and that was the only place they were. So very good.
And I think that's a big portion of how or why Wedgwood did so good tonight. I mean, every time that he let up a rebound, we had sticks tied up and we were right there with it. And I mean, that's what I was talking about, I think, in the Jets game. Is like Otter, yes, he probably should be a lot better. Probably, yes, he should be a lot better. But I mean, normally we play in the slot that well to where we don't really give them the chances, even when we do give up rebounds.
Yep, totally agree there.
I swear you all were reading my mind because that was literally the last thing I wrote before we get into the third period. Is just like, yes, Wedgwood is playing pretty well. He's making some pretty good saves, and that one save in the first period was fantastic. But the Stars, and specifically the D-Corps, played tremendously better around him than they have the past week. So shout out to the D-Corps as well. Everything looked better tonight that has looked terrible over the past week or so. So seriously, it's been so much better. Going into the third period, I mean, it's a good D play by Essa to fight for position. He basically muzzled the guy off the puck. There's a couple of good cycle shifts for Dallas. Gary with a really good job holding the zone, which led to that series of shifts. St. Louis would get a 2-on-1 that would be an extended D zone time for Dallas. Good D play by Hintz again. I mean, Hintz looked fantastic tonight, mostly on the defensive side, which is not really a surprise. He's our best two-way forward. And then we got to talk about this next goal. I mean, absolutely ridiculously filthy. And it's a third line. Come on now. Delandria scores absolutely beautiful tic-tac-toe play with Ben and Johnston right behind him. What'd y'all think of that goal?
Delandria continues to be fantastic. I'm so happy he's getting rewarded. Goodness, I'm having trouble tonight, guys. He's getting rewarded recently with goals. And I really think I said Johnson really centered this line tonight. And he led this line. This was the pass that kind of sealed the deal for me on that opinion. He just scored a goal. He could easily take that shot in the slot, but just one more pass and it's just a slam dunk for Delandria. It's a great pass by Wyatt Johnston. Mm-hmm. A pass that a rookie shouldn't make.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, and like you said, I mean, Ben was still really good tonight, but Johnston definitely was the more noticeable one.
Yeah.
So after that, of all people, Essa Lindell gets a couple of offensive opportunities, and it was back-to-back within a minute. So good for him to get onto the offensive side of the puck. We need to see him do that more often. And great play by Sagan to force the turnover there as well. Sagan was a workhorse tonight. He was noticeable tonight. And then a 2-on-1. No, excuse me. Brandon Saad would have a deflection with Wedgwood out of the net. Becomes 2-1. Levo has the shot from the boards. And I think we just need to say, Wedgwood, just stay in your net. Just let them take it, because this is like the third or fourth goal.
Third or fourth time this season.
I was like fourth or fifth because he's done it a lot.
It's ridiculous. And it feels like it's every time he touches the puck too. It's not he doesn't play the puck that often.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's more frustrating.
Yeah,
right. I agree. He just needs to stay in his net and everything will be fine. I mean, especially tonight when they were really, really focusing on the defensive side of the puck and cleaning up their own part of the zone. I mean, he shouldn't have to worry about that too much unless it's literally like an almost breakaway and he knows he can get to it first. Unlike the other one this season where he did not get to it first.
And then the other one where he could have gotten to it first but didn't.
And then he was, exactly. And he was too slow. Right, yeah. Exactly. Anyways, that's all they got behind him. And I mean, if that's the only goal you give up as the Dallas Stars, you can't blame that on the decor there. It was 100% on Wedgwood there.
Yeah, we're happy.
And then this next play is just, it looks like that maybe St. Louis could steal this game away, right, guys? The feeling from me is like, oh, crap, we're going to play this fantastic defensive game. Everything looks good. Everything looks fantastic, and we're going to screw this up. Enter the most elite player in the NHL. Robertson blocks a shot in the D zone. He runs the other way with the puck. He doesn't get a full breakaway on it, and somehow he still scores the goal, and it's an absolute perfect, beautiful shot. I mean, that right there, that one play translates everything that Robertson has been doing for this team. He has been a fantastic defensive forward. He's able to make plays in his own zone, and he's able to finish it off in the offensive zone.
He's the best player in the National Hockey League. I mean, right now that is 100% true. He is just fantastic. And I mean, who said robo skating was bad? I mean, he was pretty quick there. Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, his skating was quick there, and then his shot is just ridiculous. Just crazy hard shot into the corner. I mean, he's at the top of the circle. I mean, you got to feel like Binnington has a chance. And he doesn't. There's no chance to save that puck. It's fantastic.
It's absolutely insane. And honestly, I was very, very scared because not only does Wedgwood have a history this year of playing the puck to the other team and letting them score on us, it's a history of letting them score 2 or 3 more after he does it. So the fact that Robertson was able, that really iced it for me. I mean, it didn't matter at that point. The game was over.
And the amount of solo plays that Jason Robertson has done this year, unassisted or just like on his own, is unbelievable. I mean, I'm thinking about even just off the face-off. He just does a spinorama 270 degrees and snipes into his own net, or just steals it on his own and score. I mean, he's done it so many times this year. He's just doing it, and that's how he separated himself from the rest of his line, like we've talked about recently. Like, his line is still fantastic, and he plays great in that line, but he's doing even more just by himself this year, and it's unbelievable to see a jump that I did not expect at all. And man, we can't give enough credit to Jason Robertson.
That was I think that the Wedgwood save was the turning point of the game, but that was the play of the game. I mean, that absolutely. Right there is an elite player making an elite play at the right time, at the exact right time of the game, when it looks like it's going to be going the other way. I mean, we've seen Connor McDavid. Yeah, we've seen Connor McDavid. We've seen Sidney Crosby. We've seen Alex Ovechkin do these exact kind of plays where it looks like his team is going to be, going down. The momentum's going the other way. He goes against the flow. Well, not really against the flow of the play, but something that you didn't expect to go in the back of the other net, and he puts it in the back of the net, like just by himself, 100% by himself. It's fantastic. Anyways, Miro gets the empty net goal, which if there's anybody that deserves a goal right now, it's Miro.
What a shot from the other end of the ice. Goodness.
Wow,
totally
perfect.
Intentional. Calculated.
So Dallas wins by a final score of 4-1 in this game. Lots of good things to talk about. Lots of good defensive coverage plays that the Stars made. I mean, Hintz, Marchment, Esa Lindell, Suter leads to a breakaway. Robo leads to a goal. I mean, everything just worked so well for the Dallas Stars tonight that we have not seen in the past 3 games.
Yep, just a team win. Gotta love it.
All right, what happened in tonight's game? If you had to pick one thing to take away from this game, what's the most important thing for you to take away from this game?
We can play defense.
I mean, yes, but also Jason Robertson is the best player in the entire league.
Let's just say that every single game.
Every single game this year, it's just been Jason Robertson is the best player ever.
And you know what? He always leaves some sort of suspense, right? Like, because lately he's been doing it in the third periods, right? Like it looks like his point streak is going to end, and then he's like tick, 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 tick. Aha! And just immediately puts it in the back of the net. So I don't know. The guy is crazy. How much does he make?
Not enough.
$10.5 million, right?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
He also pulls into within 4 games of the franchise record for point streak. So I think the franchise record is 20 games?
It was 19, I think.
Brian Bellows.
Either way, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously high. So it's already crushed the Dallas Stars record. He's just got a few more. Maybe he can get to that franchise record.
And this all comes out of nowhere. I mean, I just want to call myself out. In the beginning of the season, we were talking about how we cannot pay Robertson as much as a McDavid or a McKinnon. I was like, oh, well, this guy's not a McDavid guy. Okay, he's tied for the top of the league for the Art Ross Trophy. He's winning the Rocket Richard by a mile. His plus minus is crazy. His defense is way better than any of those top forwards. It's unbelievable. The guy is nuts right now. It's absolutely insane. And we have him for 7.75 for 4 years. Not possible.
I'm going to keep laughing at that every single time. And you know who deserves the credit there? Jim Nill. Jim Nill absolutely deserves the credit there. Fantastic. And right now, Jason Robertson's getting shafted with the amount of money he's making. So
I bet he's still happy, man. I'll take 7.75.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. I would take that much money too, but I mean, the guy could probably command like $11 million the way he's playing right now.
His next contract is going to be 15. I mean, with the way the NHL is going and with the way he's playing, 15, easy.
All right, biggest winner and biggest loser in tonight's game.
I'll let someone else have Robertson. I'm taking Wyatt Johnston. He was fantastic. He's centering that line. I hope he takes advantage of this game and turns it into him being the leader of that line instead of Ben being the guy. So Wyatt Johnson doing fantastic. Needs more assists.
And I forgot to say something real quick. Hold on, James. Sorry, 1 second. I should have said this a lot earlier. But if you want to get in a call and let us know your thoughts, the phone lines will be open in just a second. So if you want to call 214-586-0102, that's 214-586-0102. We may take 1 or 2 calls after we're done with this segment, and then we'll wrap it up. So, and just let us know your thoughts about how amazing Jason Robertson is. So, all right, James, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So my biggest winner is actually going to be Essa Lindell. I thought he had the best game of the season for him. He played great defensively, and he even had a few offensive chances. I mean, he seriously he looked amazing tonight.
I will give my biggest winner to the whole decor because I called them out as the biggest losers in the past 2 games. So they were fantastic. They were the real game changers in this game tonight. Robertson is fantastic. I always give it to Robertson, so I got to give some other people love. And since I ragged on the D so much in the past 2 games, I'll give him the biggest winner tonight. Biggest loser.
I didn't even think about this. Oh, my goodness.
I got one.
Go ahead, James.
My biggest loser is Scott Wedgwood because if he didn't turn the puck over, he would have had a shutout tonight.
Nice.
If that's the only reason you can find to get a biggest loser, then this game was pretty good.
My biggest loser is Yanni Hockenbaugh because he looks like a really big college kid out there with his full visor on. Poor guy.
There we go. Now we're doing the segment right.
Yep. I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I mean, if that's what we're talking about with biggest loser, then that's fantastic. I'll give it to Pavel Buchnevich tonight because he hit the post, had a half dozen scoring chances, didn't get a goal tonight. So he's the biggest loser tonight, not because of how he played, but because he didn't get a goal tonight.
And a -2. He's terrible.
So bad.
He's a -2?
Yep.
Wow. Well, every time we mention someone from the other team, we all just look at his plus minus.
Yeah, that's the only stat we look at for the other team.
Only for the other team.
Yeah, we never look at that for our team.
All right, guys. I'm not hearing any calls on the phone line. So, and as soon as I say that, there's going to be a phone call. So we'll see what happens. But we'll be back with you guys again on Wednesday night. We got a lot to talk about. And Robo is going to be, what did I say?
Man, you gotta stop calling during the outro.
Yeah, right. Okay. We'll go ahead and take this call and we'll wrap it up a little bit more. Hello, this is Ryan with Sarcastic Remarks. You're live on the air. Who is this? Where are you calling from? And what do you want to talk about?
Hey Ryan, what's up? It's James and Irving. I called the last game, so now I got everybody here. So hey, what's happening?
We're having trouble hearing Ryan.
Oops.
Sounds like it's just coming
from your speaker. Try that one more time. Can you say that one more time? Is it James?
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, James.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So I can speak on behalf on all Stars fans. It's good. It's good to see him win. Okay, can I just admit that it's good to see him win?
After 3 straight losses, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at the 3 stars of the game. They put Wyatt Johnson as first, Jamie Benn as second, and then the Blues player Josh Levo at third. So do you like that? I think it's a good idea. I think they would have put I don't know, who would you say are the 3 stars? You can choose, but that's just what's on there.
The same ones, but Robertson is third.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah,
just because
I would agree with that.
I would actually put Essa as the 3rd star because of his D play. 2nd star goes to Wyatt Johnston, and then 1st star goes to Robertson. I mean, he changed the game with less than 5 minutes. That's what I think.
Keeps his point streak going. Can't go wrong with that.
Nope, absolutely can't. So, well, James.
So I'm just saying, let's just look forward to next game on Thursday, and let's see what the teams look like in their reverse retros again. And I can't wait to see what the Ducks looks like. Their reverse retros anyway. So
yep.
But ours or 100% better. So, all right. Well, I appreciate y'all taking my call. Have a good night, and huzzah.
Thanks, James. Appreciate you, man. Sorry, we actually have one more caller who's actually on the line.
I've never heard huzzah before in my life. Sorry.
Huzzah, yeah, right. All right. Hey, this is Ryan with Sarcastic Marks. Who's this on the line, and what do you want to talk about?
Hey, Ryan, it's Ardell. Just giving you a ring.
Hey, man.
Was hoping to talk about the play of Delandria, Ben, and Wyatt Johnston. And did any of you guys see this coming this year? I know, Ryan, you were big on Wyatt Johnston before the season began, which is a pretty bold statement for a guy that young, but he's really played well, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. And specifically with Johnston, what really kind of came out to me was his defensive play. And looking at his defensive play, I could 100% tell that he was a great player. So that's just me, and I loved what I saw from him.
And I feel like that line has been the best, or the most consistent defensively.
And honestly, I would think that they're actually the second line right now. I actually think I wrote that down a couple of times. It's just like maybe they're the new second line with the way that they're playing.
Definitely with Ben's month, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear Chris and James tonight. Good job, guys. Good solid technical work there.
Yeah.
We seem to have two scoring lines now, so it's exciting. I'm just excited. Not only do we have the Minutemen or the Avengers or Republican Sons, we've got the secondary line scoring. It's going to make a big difference. So I'm just excited, and they were definitely the difference. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yeah, no problem. See you later, Ardell. Well, I guess we have a Pavs and Sons, and now we have a Ben and Sons.
No, this is Ben and Boys. Ben and Boys.
No, it's Ben and Pav's Sons, because Pavelski has Wyatt Johnson in his home right now, and he's teaching Delandry how to tip. So
yeah.
Oh, it's all Pavelski's fault.
It's all Pavelski.
All right, guys. We appreciate your calls here tonight. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, we appreciate y'all always for listening. Make sure you go and check out our website, sarcasticremarksshop.com and sarcasticremarks.com for all of the latest news from our podcast. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook for being our sponsor. Use that promo code THPN. Along with Chris and James.
Wait. Beat the heck out of Iran and GG boys.
Yes. I was going to give you a second.
I'm interrupting. Close it. GG boys. Beat Iran.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side, and we'll see you the next time we're on live. We'll see you Wednesday night. Have a good night.